Yo, what's going down, Green Screen Entertainment fans? Your homie Jay Green, back right now with my review for RZA's One Spoonful of Chocolate. Now, before we jump into that, I want to tell y'all a couple of things. Number one, your homie is still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or hopefully before the end of the year. So if y'all can help me out and share this video with anybody who may or may not be on the fence, or if you enjoy my content, share this video with someone who might be entertained and get some knowledge from it, and subscribe. And for that, I appreciate you in advance. The other thing is, if you've noticed on my channel that I've been doing some tandem reviews, that's with my homie Barry Gaines. Now, Barry runs GainesCon Media. It's a film festival hosted in Vegas every December. This year, it's gonna be December 4th and 5th. Now, this film festival showcases filmmakers in the genre of action, horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. Super dope shit. What we love, right? The reasons you go to the movies. Well, at least for spectacle. That being said, I just started working with him in a greater capacity. I am now the director of marketing. Whoa, that's crazy. Point is, I'm super excited to be working with him and his team. Being a part of a film festival or film in general in any capacity is a dream of mine for certain. So I want to put y'all up on the knowledge to stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to bring y'all some more information. I will have links in my description that you can check out the website and everything that GainesCon Media does. And hopefully if you're in Vegas around December, stop by the festival and see what's up. Now let's get to the review. Now, One Spoonful of Chocolate was written and directed by RZA. That's right, RZA of Wu-Tang Clan. And it was produced by RZA and Paul Hall, who also produced Shaft. And it's executive produced by Quentin Tarantino, that's gonna come up later, and presented by Quentin Tarantino, whatever that means. Now, this movie stars Shameik Moore, most notably known for Dope, which was pretty dope, and as the voice of Miles Morales in the Spider-Man Into and Across the Spider-Verse universe movies, which are also fly as hell. And alongside him is RJ Cyler, most notably known for playing the Blue Ranger in one of the most recent Power Ranger films. Now, before I break down the plot, synopsis, how this movie goes, things of that nature, with a couple of minor spoilers, and I'll put a warning up there for you just because I have to give y'all some context as to what I'm talking about and why I feel the way I feel. What did I think about this movie? Trash.
It stinks.
It's not good, okay? It's not good.
Don't leave just yet. Don't get offended just yet. Let me give you some context. I will say this. Remember, film, entertainment, art hits us all in different ways. So if you've seen this film and you're like, well, fuck, I thought this was amazing, all kudos to you. I love that you loved it, but I hated this movie. In fact, this movie made me angry and hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie to you, okay? It's all subjective, right? But let me tell you why I feel that way, okay? Now, to get into it, I'm gonna read verbatim the IMDb synopsis. An ex-military convict seeks a fresh start in a new town, but his past catches up as he finds love amid danger and chaos. That's the initial IMDb synopsis. Let's read some more. A veteran and ex-con seeking a fresh new start in a small town of Karensville. I see what you did there. After an altercation with a gang of hostile locals, he starts to suspect they have something to do with the disappearance of young black men in the area, including his cousin. Whoa, sounds interesting. As he digs for the truth, he finds himself the target of not just the gang, but the local sheriff's office, whose involvement in the disappearances may be even more sinister. Whoa. Instead of waiting to be picked off, Unique and those closest to him decide to fight back in a sharply satirical and stylish action thriller from the visionary leader of the Wu-Tang Clan. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this, that is all bullshit. That is not what fucking happens in this movie. So, number one, we do meet this dude. He's in jail, right? He's getting out of jail for good behavior. And the only reason he was in jail is because he's got a little bit of a hot hand. You feel me? However, his hot hand was because he was defending some girl that was getting beat on by her husband or boyfriend or some shit like that. So because he's got a military background and because of good behavior and because the prison systems are all effed up and jails are crowded, and they say as much in the film, that's why they're letting him out early. He's on parole for like 5 years, wherever he is at, I don't know, New York or some shit like this. He's telling his parole officer or caseworker, played by Blair Underwood, yo, I can't be here, I need to be back home. So dude says, I'm gonna see what strings I can pull. Next thing you know, he's on a bus headed back home. Now, when he finally makes it home, he meets up with his cousin, RJ. RJ, sweet dude, put his name on the deed to the house. They're hanging on the porch, smoking blunts, YN shit. When they then decide to go play some basketball at the local rec center, community center, for everybody. They're there playing basketball, having a good old time on this afternoon. When, wouldn't you know, that a pack of racist white dudes roll up in there, start spitting game at them like it's Biff Tannen and the homies talking about, hey McFly, I thought I told you never to come in here. They get in a fight with these dudes and then they go back to the crib and start chilling like nothing ever happened. Now within that tussle, Shameik Moore's character ends up breaking the leader of that little pack's nose. He goes back to more racist dudes, back to the Klan headquarters, tells dudes, yo, this happened, we gotta go get them boys. We cut back to Shameik and his cousin chilling playing video games, again, like nothing happened. Some girls come over, they end up taking those girls out to eat. Those racist dudes roll by the crib. I'm like, they know where he lives? Okay, whatever. So those racist dudes roll by the crib, see his car's gone. Now they're roaming the town looking for him. They end up going into a random diner. Everybody up in the town is in the diner. Families, school kids, all of that jazz. These dudes roll up to a table with a black kid sitting there. He's got a Letterman jacket. We're assuming he's an athlete. He bashes his head into the table talking about, yo, where's this dude at? Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. He says, I don't know. Then they bring out a bat, break his arm and shit. Nobody says nothing. Nobody calls the cops, nothing. I'm like, okay. The racist dudes still roaming the town end up catching up with Shameik and his cousin after they just purchased some alcohol because they about to go home and handle business. You know what I'm talking about. They roll up on their car, start beating the shit out of their car with bats like this is Street Fighter. Shameik's cousin hits the gas, hits one of these dudes, and they drive off. Now at this point in time, I'm thinking, all right, I guess they're gonna go to the cops and try to figure some shit out. No, they just go back home. Shameik ends up walking his cousin's girlfriend's friend home. I'm like, bruh, you just been attacked by a pack of racist dudes with bats. Earlier, you beat them up. They know where you live, all of that. Call the cops or at least get the keys and drive this bitch home. But instead, he wants to walk across town. All right. He drops her off at the crib spot, walks back. The pack of racist dudes see him on the street. We gonna get you, boy. They start chasing him down. All of a sudden, some random dude that they seen earlier is just driving the streets in the middle of the night. No cars, nobody walking the streets, so we have no idea what time it actually is, but this town is like vacant, abandoned, and this dude's just driving around, smoking a blunt, picks up Shameik. They're driving high-speed chase through the fields, all this sort of stuff. They get to a junkyard, the car flips, catches on fire. The racist dudes leave thinking that they're gonna get burnt up in the mess. Shameik gets up out the car, pulls homie out the car. He's more concerned with his car than the fact that Shameik just saved his life. And Shameik makes it to a gas station, and instead of calling his cousin, because he doesn't know what situation his cousin is in right now, right? But instead of calling his cousin or just walking back home, he ends up calling the white girl that he just dropped off. He goes to her house, and now he's kicking it at her house for the remainder of the film. Now, cut to his cousin. His cousin and his girlfriend get arrested because, of course, the shop owner that they were in front of said that they tried to steal alcohol or buy it with a fake ID, and they were drunk driving, and they hit this white dude, of course, and so now they're gonna go arrest him. So now they throw their asses in jail. Meanwhile, Shameik Moore still chilling at old girl's house like nothing ever happened. He ain't trying to call his cousin's house. He ain't trying to get no information. He ain't calling the police department like, yo, this just happened. All right. So now we're in a situation trying to get the cousin out of jail. Eventually, the cousin gets out of jail. He puts up the house for collateral, all of that. The bail bondsman says, yo, I got you. We're good. I'm going to pick you up, drop you off at the impound lot. I even got your car out. When he drops him off, it's like damn near 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Suspect. But the cousin thinks no mind of it. He's like, all right, I guess I'll just go in there and get my car. Pack of racist white dudes is in there. They beating his ass up with the bats, basically kill him. And then we find out what they're doing is they're killing young black men and harvesting their organs for trade on the black market. Damn. Now we got a story. So then, yada yada this, yada yada that, bunch of things happen. At the end of the movie, Shameik Moore, finally fed up and angry with everything that's jumped off, says, I'm gonna get those guys. So what does he do? In that white girl's house, still in that white girl's house, he wakes up Sunday morning and decides, you know what? Let me put my arsenal of weaponry together and I'm gonna go over to that racist headquarters and I'm gonna beat some ass, John Wick style. And he does it. He goes over there, walks in without a problem, without a scuffle, barely an inconvenience, beats everybody up, practically kills everybody. Now, all of a sudden, the whole town is outside of this facility. Why? Because everybody's in church, but the church is not so far away from the racist headquarters that they don't hear all this gunfire and explosions and things of that nature going on from this one-man army. So they're all outside. The cops are all outside talking about, come outside, you're under arrest, yada, yada, yada. Shameik Moore conveniently turns on the PA system that plays outside. All right. And then now he's having a conversation with this racist gang leader as this dude is just devolving all this hate and anger towards the black and brown community. And then Shameik Moore's character then falls into, I'm sure, what RZA thought was a profound, meaningful, impactful, and engaging speaking to the audience type monologue about how black and brown people are also created equal. And then after all of that, the movie ends. Like literally, that's it. Now, I basically told you the entire film. I wouldn't say that I spoiled the entire film, again, because of the fact is there's no nuance to anything. If you saw the trailer to the movie, you know that, okay, he's kind of getting revenge for the murder of his cousin, but he's really not. That's not why this all happened. You feel what I'm saying? So not only is the IMDb synopsis wrong with all the intentions and everything that went on, but the movie itself doesn't give any actual development to the organ harvesting for sell on the black market. It doesn't really give any nuance and new ground covered in regards to small town racism and how people might feel trapped there or something like that. It doesn't give any new ground or creative inspiration or motivation or a look in and a character study of someone who's fought for our country and then disrespected by people who claim they love our country. It doesn't do any of that. This movie frankly feels like a rough draft from ChatGPT. It feels like RZA told ChatGPT, hey, you know what? There's a lot of movies right now where we got a one-man army, a dude on revenge path, and I want this to be a black dude, and maybe he was in the military, and yeah, the military kind of disrespected him, so he's trying to stand up for the little guy, if you will, and the system is wrong, and all these different things, and we're gonna have him go back home, and then, oh yeah, we should have him try to do the right thing, and he's playing ball, and these guys harass him, and all this stuff, and then ChatGPT gave him the script, and then said, okay, now wait, let me refine it. He's like, nah, we're good. Let's just go. As I said before, let me give y'all a little bit of spoilers and some context as to why I feel that way, okay? So when this movie opens up, we're opening up by seeing this young black kid on a random country road, and he's wearing like a Letterman jacket, clean-cut dude, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of replaying a basketball game in his head, like maybe he just came from a high school game and they won and he's a star athlete, who knows? He's hitchhiking on this road. Okay? He gets picked up eventually by these young girls. They're hanging out partying. Now, this is broad daylight. They end up pulling up to a gas station at night. I'm not talking about dusk. I'm not talking about like happy hour. No, I'm talking about it's dark as fuck outside. Okay? Pull up to this gas station. He goes up in there. He's dancing with them in the car. He's like, oh, what y'all want? What y'all want? He comes out with like 2 full bags of groceries from like an AM PM. All right. All of a sudden, girls are gone. There's a truck with these white dudes with masks on and bats. They beat the fuck out of his ass, and then we see him getting his organs cut up out of him. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, where are we going with this, right? Now, cut to Shameik Moore. I don't remember there being any mention at all when he's in prison from anybody about, yo, we got word that your cousin died, so on and so forth. And he's like, fuck, I gotta get back home. Remember Romeo Must Die? Jet Li was in prison. He heard word that his brother got killed back in San Francisco, in America. And then Jet Li busted his ass out of prison, somehow got money for a plane ticket, flew back to America through customs, by the way. And as unbelievable as that is, we didn't really question it. But in this, I'm like, dude, you're not here to find your fucking cousin. Also, because when Shameik Moore finally gets to his hometown, him and his cousin are just hanging out smoking blunts and randomly mention, yeah, sucks how dude died. We don't really know what happened, but thought we'd leave his trophies in the room to remember him by. And that's it. When they go to the rec center and then these dudes start harassing him, that's when everything jumps off. But the other thing that angered me about the situation was like his cousin, RJ, is from here. He knows that this town is evidently run by these racist dudes. Like everybody's on the fucking payroll. And his cousin lives there and knows this shit. He knows that this dude knows where he lives. So the fact that one, he would take his cousin to a place that this gang of people say, don't come to. Even Muhammad Ali was asked, yo, how do you feel about not being able to use white drinking fountains, white restrooms, and go to white cafes? He said, if they don't want me there, I don't go there. And he was the greatest. Two, the fact that you get into a fight that bad with these dudes and then go back home and start playing video games like nothing ever happened, like they're not gonna come back for retaliation, is beyond me. Even Tupac said, I gotta worry about the payback, some punk that I roughed up way back. And three, the fact that in this town you have black working professionals, people that went to school for their job, nurses. You got the dude that runs like the morgue or whatever like that, and he could see, something don't look right here. And even the news anchor that they show in the end is Hispanic. So the fact that you have people of color, working class professionals, still choosing to live in this town where racist white dudes can just run up into a establishment, beat the hell out of your children, and that's okay? Like nothing's gonna happen to them legally. They could just run amok. You have credentials that you can go to any town in America, any city in America and get a fucking job. Why are you still living here? So this world that RZA has created makes no sense. It's so unbelievable. And within that unbelievable world, the characters just make horrible decisions. As I said before, when Shameik is being chased, narrowly escapes death from a burning car, instead of going to his cousin and saying, yo, we need to get the fuck up out of here, or as the actual IMDb synopsis would say, we need to go to them, we need to bring the fight to them and retaliate. What the F is going on? We need to shine a light and uncover all of this corruption. He ends up going to hang out with old white girl.
I am totally against it.
He's eating his peanut butter and jelly sandwich, trying to spoon and have a good night. And then when he finds out that his cousin has actually been killed a few days later, he's still chilling. He ain't going right then and there for retaliation. He's spooning again. And in the morning, when they wake up, the girl happens to tell him, oh, everybody in the town is going to be at church. But these racist dudes, they obviously don't think about church. They don't believe in it. So they're just going to be at home. And at that point in time, in the morning, he's making all his weaponry. The other issue that I have with this movie is that, frankly, RZA did Shameik Moore wrong. Let me tell you. Shameik Moore, I don't know how tall this guy is. I don't know how swole he really is, but on screen, he does not look like a very big dude. I used to be an advocate for saying that Shameik Moore should be the live action Miles Morales. Like if Miles Morales is going through the dimensions and whatnot, through the different Earths and all that sort of stuff, and then he pops into the real world, I'm like, put Shameik Moore in there. Not anymore. Because when you see him doing his little Rocky style montages, when he's hitting that bag, you know who he reminded me of? And I hate to say this. He reminded me of that little white kid from Smoking Aces. You know who I'm talking about. This kid right here.
What up, G? Bitch, I'm about to ball this. I feel like you're eyeballing me, dog. I don't like punk bitches eyeballing me. You got beef? You got beef? You want some of this? Yeah. What? See, skills.
I'm sorry. That was like the first thing I thought of when I'm like, why does he just not look believable that he will be able to beat all this ass? No. And then when I say RZA did him wrong, it's because of the fact is, look, we know that Tom Cruise is one of the shortest leading men in Hollywood. Like it's a known thing. I'm sure there might be other guys, but we know about Tom Cruise. However, you would never notice it, right? The way that they film him talking to certain people, he looks on par. So you don't notice it. But in this movie, whenever he's trying to get with this white girl, he looks much shorter than her, smaller than her. And her arms is always crossed. Like she ain't trying to give him no time of day. And I'm like, okay, like, damn, you want me to feel like this guy's a hero, but you're not even portraying him as that. Not a good look. Another problem that I had with this movie was the title. One spoonful of chocolate, the fuck does that mean, right? In the beginning of the movie, when he's in the halfway house, when he first gets out of jail, he's trying to put some chocolate mix in his milk, and there's only one spoonful left. And he's like, damn, there's only one spoonful of chocolate? Roll credits. And then all of a sudden, this black dude, this old black man, takes it and he's like, look, you little young whippersnapper, one spoonful of chocolate could change a whole glass of milk. I'm scratching my head thinking,
The fuck is he talking about?
why do you call it that? How did that fit anywhere into the movie? Yes, movies do have titles that don't necessarily fit in to the theme of the film. It just is what the fuck it is. Cool. But if you look at a movie like Get Out, that movie had that racial bias. It had some fun elements with sci-fi and fantasy, if you will, with the whole brain transfer and all of this. And then when one dude gets a picture snapped and he's tripping out talking about get out because they're going to do this shit to you, it makes sense. With this one spoonful of chocolate, I'm assuming, okay, maybe he's gonna meet a black girl that's gonna change his whole perspective on life and how to deal with things. And it's that one spoonful of chocolate that changes him into a different person, makes him put the gun down and let the cops arrest him, helps him to talk to his parole officer and say, yo, you gotta get down here and solve this issue. I don't wanna put hands on people, but they pushing me. In the words of Lil Wayne, I ain't no killer, but don't push me, right? But that don't happen, not at all. So I'm not mad at the fact that this movie would be taking ideas and concepts from all those one-man wrecking crew movies. It's cool. Stuff has been recycled and been done to death, but you gotta make it your own. But what I am mad about is the fact that in those movies, we at least see the main villain get theirs and get theirs well. Here, he's just got dude tied up to a chair, he's holding the gun to him, going on his little monologue back and forth, and then the camera cuts, and then we hear a gunshot. So we don't even see this guy get his. But we know that this person has been senselessly murdering, beating, and torturing people of color and then harvesting their organs to throw them in a gravesite to never be seen again. This man needs to get his on screen, RZA. At the end of the day, this movie was not good, in my personal opinion. Yo, have you heard of One Spoonful of Chocolate? Do you like chocolate milk? Are you team Nestle Quick or Hershey? Holla at your homie, comment below, let me know. Your homie, Jay Green. I'm out.